Have you ever had a doctor shut something down without actually fully explaining why? Because I gotta say, red light therapy is one of the most misunderstood tools in the health space. And if you've ever had a doctor tell you not to do it, there's a good chance that they've actually just never been taught what it actually does. So let's say this. Let's say that you finally are ready to try something different. You've heard about red light therapy. It sounds promising, but your doctor says no, without much explanation, if any at all. So now you're stuck wondering, did I almost do something risky, or did I just get blocked from something that actually could have helped me? Hey, I'm Trevor Bucheri, and I've specialized in weight loss for almost 29 years now, working with nearly 35,000 patients to help them lose almost 600,000 pounds and over 260,000 inches from their body. And I've actually seen what happens when patients actually get empowered with the right tools, even when traditional medicine says no. And today what I'm going to do is actually walk you through the 5 key truths that your doctor probably doesn't know about red light therapy so that you can make an informed decision based upon facts, not fear. So here's what we're going to be covering today. Number 1, why doctors say no and why it's not their fault. Number 2, the real reason the medical industry ignores red light. Number 3, what red light therapy actually does inside your body. Number 4, what the research says. And number 5, how to know if it's right for you. Because most people actually assume doctors know everything about every treatment, but if their training actually didn't include therapies like red light, how could they actually recommend it? Rightfully so, right? And once you actually see what's really going on behind the scenes, you'll realize you don't actually need permission. You just actually need the truth. All right, so let's actually break it down here. Number 1, why doctors say no and why it's not their fault. So when your doctor actually dismisses red light therapy, it can actually feel like a slap in the face, right? So you want to believe that they know everything about every single possible treatment, but here's the truth. They don't, and it's not their fault. Medical school actually doesn't cover it. Most physicians, and this is a fact, most people don't know, they actually only receive less than 20 hours of nutrition training alone, let alone exposure to alternative therapies like red light therapy. And the entire structure of the medical education is actually shaped by pharmaceutical funding, meaning that treatments outside that system are left out of the curriculum completely. And it's not education, it's about indoctrination is really what it comes down to. And doctors are actually trained in how to assess symptoms and how to prescribe drugs. They're not actually taught to look for root causes or therapies that actually don't come in, say, a pill bottle. So if you can actually imagine sending a firefighter to architectural school, let's just say, they'll actually be 100% great at putting out fires, but they actually don't know how the building was wired in the first place or how to actually stop it from catching fire again. And that's where the system actually breaks down. They're problem solvers, not builders of long-term health. So here's the important point. Most doctors aren't being malicious whatsoever. That's not what I'm saying. They're just limited by what they've actually been shown. And what they actually haven't been shown is red light therapy. So do this instead. Don't take no for the final answer. Ask questions. Get curious. Your doctor may not be wrong, or they don't have wrong intentions, let's just say. They may just not know the full story yet. So real quick, if you're curious about red light therapy and you want to actually experience what it does for your body here, I'd love to offer you a free midsection treatment as my way of saying thank you so much for watching. Just head over to midsectionmelt.com or click that link right down below to grab yours now. You'll see measurable results on the spot, or we'll pay you $50 for your time. All right, so let's jump right back into number 2, and that's the real reason the medical industry ignores red light, because it's not about effectiveness, it's about economics, truthfully, because red light therapy actually doesn't make anyone rich at scale. So there's no reoccurring prescription, there's no billing insurance code, there's no billion-dollar lobbying campaign behind it, which means that there's no financial incentives for major institutions to actually care about it or to promote it or to look into it any further than that. So if you think about it like this, big pharma actually doesn't profit from you healing your metabolism. They actually profit from you managing your symptoms for life under a pill bottle. So when a therapy like red light therapy comes along, something that actually supports, say, healing at a cellular level, it's simply not a priority. And, same with the food pyramid, for example. It actually wasn't written, most people don't know this, it wasn't written by health experts. It was actually built by big food companies like General Mills and Kellogg's and Dannon and things like that. Because heart healthy cereal, when we think about it, that's actually just marketing. Cereal is actually not good for your health or for your heart. Just like there's no science behind, say, red light is often a story told by those who actually don't benefit from it being true. All right. But the fact is that there is all science behind red light. It's just like asking, for example, Coca-Cola to actually write hydration guidelines is what we're talking about when big food companies are writing the nutrition period. It's just like asking Coke to write hydration guidelines. And of course, they're actually going to actually steer us away from water and right towards actually what fills their wallets. And it just so happens that Coca-Cola also bought water companies too, so that they can steer you towards hydration the right way. They just actually own the benefits and the profits of it. I mean, pretty smart, I gotta say. So here's what to do instead. Always ask, who profits if I believe this? And if it's $1 billion company and not your long-term health, I absolutely challenge you to question it. So number 3, what red light therapy actually does inside of your body. So let's actually break through the marketing noise and get crystal clear here. Red light therapy isn't woo-woo and it's not hype, it's actually cellular science. So here's actually what it does. Number 1, it stimulates what's called the mitochondria, and this is your cell's energy power plants is what it calls. And what it does is it actually helps the cells create more ATP, which is cellular energy. So really, the red light makes the mitochondria inside your cells make more cell energy, so it makes the cells more powerful. Another thing it does is it actually reduces body inflammation by improving body circulation of blood, and that triggers the anti-inflammatory process, which basically means that inflammation in our body, not only say in our joint areas and things like that, yes it does, but also at a cellular level, it actually brings that inflammation down. Another thing that it does is it enhances blood flow, which helps nutrients and oxygen actually reach the cells that need it most. And when we're talking about utilizing red light therapy for targeted fat loss, what it does here is it temporarily opens fat cells so that the contents of the fat cell, which is water, fatty acid, and glycerol, that can actually empty into the body, and then the body actually gets rid of that waste product. And ultimately what it does is it reduces targeted fat cells from the size of a grape down to the size of a raisin. And I want you to think of this. So think about your body like a house that actually runs on batteries. And if those batteries are drained down, your lights begin to dim, your appliances don't work anymore, and your systems actually start breaking down. But what red light therapy does is it actually recharges and rejuvenates those batteries, that system in the house here, especially in the areas that have actually been under a lot of stress, or areas that are injured, or areas that are inflamed. And in terms of fat loss, here's actually how that plays out. Fat cells actually become more metabolically active, meaning they just become overall ready to shed the fat that's inside of them. All right, that's what metabolically active means, so that your body actually starts to burn more fat as fuel as opposed to muscle. All right. Another thing that it does for fat loss is what's called your lymphatic system, which is your detox drainage network, that actually becomes more efficient. So when we actually open up the fat cells and the contents leave the fat cells, your lymphatic system, again, your detox draining network, that actually processes the waste product that's inside your body. So it helps your body clear the waste much, much faster. And another thing when we're talking about fat loss is hormone balance actually starts improving, all right? Especially when we're actually combining that with proper nutrition and movement. And here's actually a pro tip bonus. Because of the fact that red light is non-invasive and non-painful, right? It doesn't actually force the body into doing something unnatural. What it does is it actually supports what your body was already designed to do, to heal, to recover, and to optimize, and to shed, and to really be lean. So do this instead. So stop thinking of red light as just some kind of say, trendy fat zapper. Yes, it is a trendy fat zapper, but start thinking of it also as a reboot button for tired, inflamed, and energy-starved cells. Okay. Number 4 is what the research actually says that you'll never actually hear on the news about red light therapy. So if red light therapy is so effective, why doesn't everyone know about it? That's the question. And that's a great question. And the simple answer, it's not funded by billion-dollar pharmaceutical companies. And those same companies are the ones actually buying ad space on the most prevalent health shows, news stations, and even medical school materials. There's no drug, there's no airtime. That's essentially the rule right there, because Big Pharma is not behind it, and they're the ones who are buying all the airtime. But here's what the research actually says, because there's over 5,000 peer-reviewed studies on red light therapy. And yes, when we're talking about that, we're talking published in respected medical journals that have actually shown red light therapy benefits, okay? And it shows benefits in, number 1, fat loss. And this is showing clinical trials reporting reductions in weight loss circumference, in hip measurements, and in total fat fat mass, even in patients who didn't change diet or exercise. Now, when you change those, it's hyper-accelerated big time. Now, number 2 benefit of red light therapy is skin healing and anti-aging, because what red light therapy does is it actually stimulates collagen production, it reduces fine lines and wrinkles, it reduces crow's feet, it improves skin elasticity, and it also helps with acne and scar tissue here. And dermatologists are actually using it, and many people didn't even know that. Number 3 here is joint pain and inflammation. So from arthritis to workout recovery, red light therapy has actually been shown to reduce chronic inflammation in the body and also improve joint mobility, because not only does it improve chronic inflammation at a cellular level throughout the body, it also actually does work on the joints, say elbows, shoulders, knees, things like that. Number 4 is hormone balance. So red light therapy has actually demonstrated support for thyroid function and also testosterone production and even PMS symptoms by really just helping to regulate the system at a cellular level. So if you think about red light therapy like this, think about it like a Wi-Fi router in your home. So it's like you can't see it working because when it's on, everything runs smoother, your phone connects faster, your computer stops lagging, and video doesn't buffer and stop with the, that circle of death, right? So red light is the same way for your cells. It actually reboots the signal so that everything starts working better, even if you can't see the process with the naked eye. And unlike drugs, the side effects are almost non-existent. The most common risk here is that slight skin warmth or redness for a few minutes after treatment, which often means it's actually working, okay? So quick side note here, if you actually want to go straight to the source and check it out yourself, search for terms like photobiomodulation. That's PHOTOBIOMODULATION. All right, so that's photobiomodulation, or you can search LLLT or near infrared therapy. And you can check this out on PubMed or Google Scholar. And you're going to be surprised how much information is out there, how much data and how much research is out there, and how little it's actually talked about. So do this. So stop relying on TikTok comments or 60-second, news review segments. Start reading the real data yourself and notice how much of what actually works never actually gets mainstream coverage or attention. So number 5, how to know if red light therapy is actually right for you. So here's the truth most people miss. Red light therapy isn't a miracle cure. It's a tool. And like any tool, it works best when it's used for the right job. But in terms of the right job, say if you're stuck with a fat loss plateau, or you have constant inflammation at your body at a cellular level, or your joints, or you're bloated, or you feel tired, or you're battling, say, stubborn belly fat that just doesn't respond to diet or workouts, or you're experiencing hormonal shifts or hormonal swings or poor sleep or sluggish recovery, then red light therapy might be the thing that your body's been completely waiting for, because red light therapy actually doesn't try to force your body into change. It actually helps your body restore its natural healing rhythm. And that's the one that's actually been dulled by stress, by age, and also by chronic cellular inflammation. So if you think about it this way, think of your body like a power grid. So one of the actual transformers go down, say like during like a thunderstorm, boom, a transformer goes down, the lights actually flicker across the whole block, right? You can actually keep changing bulbs or flicking switches, but nothing actually really works until the main system is back online. And red light therapy actually helps reset that transformer. It brings a new one into play by essentially recharging your cells so that the energy, the healing, and also fat loss starts happening again from the inside out. And real talk here, we see patients all the time who have tried everything: calorie counting, hormone testing, endless workouts, only to actually start seeing results after they actually add in the red light therapy. Like that was their catalyst right there. Not because it replaced the other stuff, but because it finally actually made their body receptive to the other stuff. So do this instead. Don't think about red light therapy as the only solution here. Think of it as the amplifier for everything else that you're already doing or everything else that you could be doing. It is going to hyper accelerate the results of all those things. So start with one treatment. Track how you feel, track how you sleep, track your cravings, your energy, your body inflammation, because when your body actually feels better, everything becomes easier. And there you have it, the 5 key truths your doctor probably doesn't know about red light therapy. And that's number 1, most doctors say no because they were never actually taught the science behind it. It's not their fault, it's the system. Secondly, the medical industry ignores it because there's no profit, there's no prescription, no pills, no billion-dollar backing. Number three, red light actually supports your body at a cellular level by fueling your actual healing, reducing inflammation, and also unlocking that stubborn body fat, okay? Number four, it's research-backed. There's over 5,000 studies and almost zero side effects, unlike most treatments and medications, right? And number five, it's not hype, it's a tool. And if your body actually feels stuck, this could actually be the breakthrough it's been waiting for, because it's simple, it's powerful, and it's absolutely proven. So if this gave you a new perspective today, please go ahead and follow or subscribe. I'd be so grateful if you shared this with someone who actually was feeling stuck and just searching for answers, because when we actually help each other challenge old thinking, we make room for real healing to happen. Again, my name is Trevor Bucheri. Thank you so much for investing your time with me today. I so appreciate it, and give your best to the rest of your day. Take care.